All right, call to action. Steps. Create a partnership. That's what we're doing here today. Working through initiatives and issues. And these are things that we're looking to do is call to action. And seeking final funding for approval.
Okay, next. The budget may look like some of these things, may look like all of these things, may look like none of these things. Because it can go a number of different ways. It can go a number of different ways. It can go through the city, contract under $2,000 out of community development funds. It can go by the Justice Department, funding out of OJJBP, that's the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. It can go through recreation, through the city budget. There's a number of ways it can go, but not going is not an alternative. We can no longer sit back year after year, watch the same thing happen to our children and say, well, it was just hard-headed. How many of you were hard-headed in this room too? Amen?
Next slide.
That one there?
That's it?
That's it? That is reaching beyond the cracks. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it the detached worker program. You can call it the settlement house model. Settlement houses. In the 1900s, with the Irish and the Italians were acting out in neighborhoods. They had settlement houses, and attached to those settlement houses, they had detached workers. Workers that would go through a community. Say, what's up, my brother? How you doing today? All right? Nice looking young man, ain't you? Forget it. Don't you look good? Definitely do tell the truth. Good morning, my brother. The bush is something, Jack. You got it. The point I make is they had relationships. They developed relationships. They sustained relationships. And then they would take Pop, if Pop was in trouble, they'd go to the principal and say, can you give Pop one more chance? He's really trying. I'm talking to his mom and I'm talking to his grandma, and we're trying to work it through. And on all chances, that principal would work with you to help you. But in the absence of a relationship, guess what, guys? It can't happen. We're not asking for too much, but we are asking for a change. Now, there's something else we're asking you to do. Is that right now, Tim? We want to go to our part here. Tim, keep me on track.
Let's answer later.
All right, okay.
What we're going to do now is we showed you the presentation, and what Bennie and I have been working on with some of this presentation, we tweaked it a little bit. Again, this is the presentation that we asking for your help and your support to be a part of. Working with us if you agree or you disagree. Say, hey, we want to see some changes in this, but we want you to support some of the things that we're talking about doing, guys, because it's very important. And the only way that we can get this thing done is we need y'all. And we need y'all to be a part of the city council meeting, county council meeting, and telling our county council and our city leadership that we need this support. To put funding aside to support what we're trying to do as a community. And not only that, when you hear about SOS, SOS is support our streets. When you hear about SOS project, that means that we're going to have some brothers who are decided to agree that enough is enough, and we're calling to action, and we're going to be on the streets. Taking back our streets. We ask y'all to be a part of that. We ask y'all to work with us. When you hear about Brother Richard's program, we ask that you support his program. We asking us today to come together, lay down our differences. If you don't like Reverend Tim, fine, you don't like it. I could be arrogant. I could be certain ways that you say, yeah, I'm all that you say I am. But let's come together and let's work together to make an impact. It's sad that when I go in those schools on Thursday, I'm mostly by myself. When I go to alternative school, I'm by myself. When I look in alternative school right now in Horry County, 285 kids in alternative school. And don't you know the alternative school is the pipeline to prison? That's where those kids learn a lot of stuff. You sit them there. Certain time they have to get up 4 o'clock in the morning. Now they just change the time. But when you send them there, you think they're going there to learn, but they're in a smaller classroom. And they're not learning that much. When they get back to their base school, they're still behind. Me and Councilman Chester met with Mr. Washburn because there was a concern. Over 470-some kids, I believe, Mr. Washburn has the numbers, that coming from the middle school to the high school, over 100 of some is behind in reading, in grade average. There's an issue, guys. And it starts with us.
That's right.
If the parents don't have that support, it's up to us to get the parent support, get tutoring programs in here. We're doing the work right now with on Coastal Carolina University and bringing Coastal Carolina University students to join partnership with us. That's what we need to do. We got work going on. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I need your support. Bennie needs your support. We need you, community. That's what we call on you today. Because I don't want to see us back in this room a week from now or a month from now. All I want to see us in this church in the front crying over a kid. And if we can show up at a funeral, let me tell you this, we can show up at City Hall. We can show up at other meetings. If we could get off our jobs and go to funerals, we can show up and come and ask the city and our leadership to help and support what we're trying to do. So what we're going to do is have an open mic. When Bennie gave the rules earlier, we don't want nobody talking over each other. We ask everybody to respect each other. There's no dumb answer. We just here trying to find some concerns to help our people. That's all we're here to do, guys. So if anybody at this time...
We're ready to do that. We don't need to pray before, but we need to be respectful of each other. So I'm going to walk around and just put your hand up. I'd like to hear from the city. I'd like to hear from the school district. I'd like to hear from Ms. Lois. Lois, please.
I apologize for being late, but you guys said you want to start at the middle school and high school level. My opinion, you need to start down a little bit more.
That's right. That's right.
We have a lot of teachers in the system that really don't want to be here in Orange County. They accept jobs so they can step on, and they're not paying attention to any of the kids that cause a little problem, and then they're labeled as bad kids, and that label follows them from kindergarten to high school, and nothing's being done about that.
Dale, you recording this?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh. I'm Bennie Brown, and I work with kids every day from ages 6 through 12. Now, I know some things, one of your programs to stay out of trouble, but that's what we are doing at the Grandstand Cultural Arts Foundation. We are there in the foundation. We're giving kids experience in music, singing, building birdhouses, making things that they can do. And they do a great job with it. And also we're working with the attitude. So they know, and I was like, well, and we have a problem. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna sit down. We think that because we are not getting funded by this person that we can't have a program. That's not true.
Amen.
I have
That's
no
right.
fundings at all from anybody other than the people that I beg for, like, to help me buy food to feed 60 and 70 kids a week.
Right.
So we have to learn too that when we get ready to do something, if I don't get the funding or if I don't get the food, I go and buy the food.
Amen.
And we have to learn that we cannot let these little things such as, oh, we can't get money to do that, must be. I have no funding for 2 years from nobody. Work free, you have to want to do it, you have to work it out, and you have to go on with the program with or without money. And people will eventually come along.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right.
I love my community and I love kids, but charity starts at home. The difference I see when I was working at Canal Street Rec when I was the Mercy Candy for 17 years, you got 5 and 6 year olds that talk back to their parents, don't say yes ma'am, no ma'am. I'm 41 years old. If you're a year older than me, it's still yes ma'am, no ma'am, no thank you. You got to start when they're young. Because when they get 13 and 14, they're too far gone.
That's right.
Quit blaming the administrators and the teachers. They're our kids.
That's right.
Charity starts at home. You cannot tell me you don't know what your kids doing out there all the time of night. That's a bunch of BS. I know I'm in the church, but it's time for a wake-up call.
Amen.
And the problem with us, we don't want to hear the truth when it comes about our kids. We blaming everybody else but self. Trust me, I've been out there and I did it. And I know about, up and take responsibilities for our young teenagers.
Amen. Amen. Yes, sir.
Is there a way we can go back to your slide? I think it's the one that she was talking about just a moment ago where it said stay out of trouble. Can you find that one?
Ms. Diane, could you go back to the slide?
Just kidding.
All right.
I think it was one more. No, two more. One more. That one. I told Tim when I came in, first off, thank you for allowing me to be here this morning. I told Tim when I came in, I came to listen, I came to learn. I have no solution. I have no promise that I can make for you. Other than these things that you see here are our school rules. This is it. This is the expectation. This is it. There's no additional expectation. We want exactly the same thing that this slide represents. And this is what Tim and I tell kids